Good morning, everyone. Ohayou gozaimasu. Thank you for joining Matcha Inns and Hotels live today. Once again, as you can see right now, we have a view of the cherry blossoms, and this is the live that we would like to show you today. So right now, if you don't know, in Japan, we're right in the middle of cherry blossom season, and so walking around the city, we'll see a lot of the Sakura cherry blossom blooming. So we wanted to show you and share this view with everyone if you're not in Japan right now. So ohayou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are in Kyoto City. Please let us know, where are you currently? We can see a couple of people commenting. Someone saying that they were just here in Kyoto. Some were saying that they wish that they were here. Yes. And someone also mentioned that Sakura wa kotoshi hayai desu ne, which means like the sakura is bloomed very early this year, and that would be correct. These cherry blossoms have bloomed quite a bit early this year. So thank you so much for joining us. Today we will give you a walk around the city, show you the view of the cherry blossoms. Today we won't be touring around a matcha because we do have quite a few guests staying with us right now. So we will just show you around the morning view of the city, and we'll show you a little bit more of this area called Pontocho later. And then you guys can go ahead and ask us any questions that you have about the city, maybe if you're planning on traveling, and we'll go ahead and answer any questions that you have. So, by the way, if you can see, right in between the cherry blossoms, you'll see these two doors to a matcha right over here. That is actually two of our matcha holiday houses called Hana Kagari and Hana Goromo. So if you do decide to stay here in the future, maybe next year, you will have a view of the cherry blossoms right from your matcha house right over here. Okay, so let's get going, shall we? So today we are going to walk straight up this street. So thank you so much again for everyone for joining us. Ohayou gozaimasu. I can see that there are quite a few people from the UK. I think we also saw someone from Austria and Australia and Florida. So thank you so much for everyone who has joined us. Usually we do these lives towards the end of the week on Thursday or Friday in Japan, but this time around it is Monday morning, so it is 6 a.m. Monday morning in Japan right now. And let me just cross the street over here. So it is currently 6 a.m. in Japan right now. Let us know, is it still the weekend for you? Is it Sunday and you're getting ready to go to sleep, or are you still enjoying your weekend? Or maybe you're like us in Japan and you are getting early to get ready for the day. Okay. Yes, thank you so much for everyone for your comments. If you have any questions, please leave it in the question box below, so it'll be a lot easier for us to catch your questions. I can see someone saying it's still the weekend still for some people. For others, it is midnight Monday. So perhaps you guys are almost getting ready to go to sleep. You hear the crows waking up early today. Let me just cross the street so I don't bother those people over there. It's 3 a.m. somewhere and someone has to work at 5 a.m. Thank you so much for joining us. Arigatou gozaimasu. And we do apologize. We were having some technical difficulties, so we were cut off. Sumimasen. Just to restart once again, we are currently in Kyoto City, and we thought we would show you around to show you the views of the cherry blossom this morning. So I will go back to the area that we were just previously. However, this is what it looks like right now currently in right along the Kamogawa River. So as you can see all along here, we've got cherry blossom trees. You can see. Ohayou gozaimasu. So this is what it looks like this morning. It is 6 a.m. on a Monday morning. So we have seen quite a few people running, jogging, kind of waking up early, walking their dogs, also viewing this cherry blossoms, same as us. Here we are, ohayou gozaimasu. So if you do decide to visit Kyoto City any time of the year, we do recommend taking morning walks right along the river. You can go down further and it'll take you all the way up towards north. And it is a very beautiful walk, and here you can kind of view all the traditional wooden architecture that align along the river. These are usually many restaurants and cafes and things of that sort. So, ohayou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. So, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so we'll come back to Kamogawa River later, but first we are going to walk towards. By the way, if you wanted to know the exact area where this is called Matsubara Bridge, right over here. So, and if you were to walk straight here, it'll kind of take you to Kiyomizu Temple and Yasaka Jinja and kind of the Gion area. So that's a great place to visit, great place to take an early morning walk. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us. Arigatou gozaimasu. So, you may have heard that we are, throughout this live, we'll be saying kind of cherry blossoms and sakura interchangeably. So in Japanese, cherry blossoms, right over here. Let me see if I can get you an up-close look. Right over here. All along here. So cherry blossoms in Japanese are called sakura. So many of you probably already know that, but let us know in your language, in your country, what do you call cherry blossoms? Please leave them in the comments. Please share with us how you say cherry blossoms in your language. Here you are. So as we mentioned, so the big river that we just showed you, that is Kamogawa River, but this small little canal that we'll be walking along, I'll show you another view of it. This will be the Takasegawa River. It's more of a canal, but there are approximately 200 of these cherry blossom trees, the sakura trees, right along the Takasegawa Canal. And the canal was actually built around the early 1600s. It was built by the wealthy, like a trader or merchant, obviously with the permission from the government of the time. But as you can see, the canal here, it is very shallow, so it's not a very deep, there's not a lot of it's not very deep canal. But here, usually, before, right along here, this was used to actually transport goods north and south. So we are in the main Kyoto city, so like we're kind of in the heart of Kyoto. But they would use this canal on boats. They would go south towards the Fushimi area of Kyoto Prefecture, and they would transport goods between Kyoto City and Fushimi. So that was the main reason why they built this canal. And so they actually used it, I believe, up until the 1920s, so it's still fairly recently. They would take boats and travel all the way downstream. And and they would transport goods. So someone is asking, what are those white things? So we think you're talking about these things. These are just lights. So this is for at nighttime. They do quite a lot of like light ups in the area. So it's to add light to show off the sakura trees and things of that sort. Yeah. So yep. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We'll try to catch them and answer them for you as much as possible. So that was kind of just the little background of Takasegawa River. So they would transport things like wood and lumber, and also, soy sauce, rice wine, charcoal, things of that sort. So up and downstream. So this is where we are. And so this particular street that we are walking along, these are all mostly, you will find kind of like everyday kind of normal like housing, like residences, but many of these are also traditional Japanese restaurants and eateries. You have cafes. You'll also have modern kind of buildings in between, and you'll have cafes and Western style cafes and things of that sort. So we definitely recommend coming to the street here. This is Kiyamachi-dori. You'll have a lot of great places to eat if you do come to this area, and it's also very beautiful to walk along. At nighttime, you'll see all these like red lamps here. They'll light up, and the atmosphere will change quite a bit. So we do recommend coming to this area. And so right now we are heading towards. We are heading north. We're heading towards kind of the main downtown area of Kyoto, where you'll see kind of, you know, all your normal kind of shopping, dining area. But there's a place called Pontocho that we would like to show you. As you can see, we got the river, the big river to our right, and then we have the Takasegawa Canal to our left, and it is all lined with sakura trees. So, hey, yep, ohayou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us. We are, and like we mentioned today, we won't be able to do a tour inside of our traditional houses today because we do have quite a few guests staying with us right now. But next time we will be sure to tour around another one of our traditional Japanese homes. Yep. Ooh, here's a question. So, as we mentioned, these are all, as you can see, these are also eaters too. Like, for example, this one is a, what do they sell? That one says that they sell kind of motsunabe, so kind of a hot pot kind of thing. You'll find like yakiniku restaurants, sushis. You'll also find bars, yakitori and things of that sort. Let's see, for example, this one says it's like a teppanyaki. But when you come to Japan, please let us know in the comments what type of food will you definitely be eating when you come to Japan, other than sushi, let's say. Because if you didn't know, Matcha Inns and Hotels, we actually have a blog where we write about our best recommendations throughout the city. So we'd like to know what kind of food recommendations would you like, and we'll be sure to make a list and write up a blog to show you all of our recommendations in the city, so that next time you come to Kyoto, you'll have a lot of great options to choose from. Ohayou gozaimasu. Thank you so much. I can see someone from the US has just joined us. Ohayou gozaimasu. Okay, so I can see someone is saying ramen is definitely what they want to eat when they come here. Please let us know. Oh, someone else has said kaiseki, so that is the kind of the traditional Japanese cuisine, coarse cuisine. Like that, we got okonomiyaki and ramen. Oh, I see. Ramen is a very, very popular choice. And I just cross the street here. Yeah, so is there anything, are you quite adventurous with eating when you travel abroad? Or do you, let us know, do you kind of stick to the classic types of food, or are you kind of adventurous when you travel abroad? Okay, so another question that we saw was that so since the cherry blossoms, so the sakura have bloomed quite a bit earlier this year, I believe that the sakura are blooming maybe about a week earlier than they usually do. So, and as you probably already know, cherry blossoms, they tend to last about 2 weeks in full bloom before they start to kind kind of flit away. But as you can see right now, it really is kind of peak Sakura season, where you can see almost all the Sakura have bloomed, and they're still not, the petals still haven't fallen down yet. So right now it is actually kind of like peak time for the Sakura to be blooming. But so we did have a couple questions saying like, oh, is it too late if we go to Kyoto next week and things of that sort? But there are late blooming Sakura still, so we will be sure to upload our recommendations in Kyoto, Kanazawa City, and perhaps if there are areas in Takayama City too, where you can still enjoy later blooming Sakura. So you might not be able to enjoy the Takasegawa River in this kind of atmosphere, but you will still be able to enjoy Sakura in other areas of the city. Make sure that, yep. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are kind of heading towards the downtown area of Kyoto City. So this is where you'll find a lot of the shopping, dining areas. We are walking along a street called Kiyamachi. You can see we've got cherry blossoms. It is currently 6:21 a.m. So there are quite a few people getting ready to go to work, get ready. Yep. And over here, so we're gonna cross the street a little later, but we'll give you this view for now. So here we are. So just to give you a little background, so Sakura, as I mentioned, it equals cherry blossom in Japan. Oop. You can see we've got crows right over there. If someone's asking, what's the temperature like right now? Currently, it is about 8 degrees Celsius in Kyoto City. So I apologize, we don't know what that is exactly in Fahrenheit. So if any of you can kind of quickly figure that out for us and share with us in the comments. But it is currently about 8 degrees in Kyoto City, and I believe the high is going to be around 16 degrees. So it's still a little chilly, so you'll probably want to bring a light jacket if you are visiting Kyoto, but it's not too bad. It is getting warmer, definitely. We are excited to welcome the new spring season, or it is spring now, and that kind of goes along with our next topic that we want to share with you. So cherry blossoms, they're quite a big part of Japanese culture because it represents quite a few things in Japan. One is obviously it kind of signifies the start of the Sakura season, or the spring season. It also kind of represents new beginnings, so I suppose that goes along with the idea of spring. But in April, or just right around now, the end of March, early April, this is when a lot of students graduate from their school or whatever grade that they are in, and they start new schools or they start new jobs, which is very popular in Japan too. So there are many graduation ceremonies, entrance ceremonies, and and many people start their jobs. Sorry, we should let you know that right now we are about to walk down Pontocho Alley. So head over here, Pontocho. It is right next to the Kamogawa River. So while we walk down this street, we'll tell you a little bit of more information. And also, Sakura, it kind of represents kind of like the beauty in like the fleeting of life. So as you know, that cherry blossoms, they usually last around 2 weeks or so in full bloom. So even though many people look forward to seeing the cherry blossoms all year, they're only available for about 2 weeks, but there's beauty in that also. So there are many things that the Sakura represents that many people in Japan enjoy. So, as you saw, we currently just made a turn and made our way down a street called Pontocho. So, let us know, have any of you been to this area of Kyoto before? It looks quite a bit different during the daytime. Let's show you the view over here. At nighttime, the lanterns kind of light up, and you'll see. Okay, that's kind of the view right along the river. Right over here. Maybe we can show you a better view a little bit later. But this little street here is called Pontocho, and it's one of the 5 major tea house districts, or former geisha districts. It was established in 1712, and as you can see, it's quite a narrow street. And you'll see traditional wooden architecture on both sides. And now these are mostly restaurants and bars. So usually they're open in the evening, not so much in the afternoon, but you'll see there's small alleyways along the side also. But you can see this is another great place to enjoy a meal during your stay. We recommend trying to come here both in the daytime and evening, just so you can get a good idea as to kind of the change in atmosphere. So most of these lanterns will turn on, and you'll also find these lanterns with the bird up on top. So that is the symbol of Pontocho, so this current area that we're in. So let's see, we have a couple of questions. Someone's saying is, what time do they close these restaurants? So obviously the closing and opening times will vary, but we would say like during the evening. So they'll probably open around dinner time mostly. Some of these places do offer lunch services too. But let's see. So see, you can even walk straight through to the other side. You can actually see how it goes straight down there and over there. So yep, so perhaps they close around like 10, I would say. So someone's asking, what area are we looking at? So we are in Pontocho. So that is P-O-N-T, P-O-C-H-O, Pontocho. Oh, you can see other people have been down this road before. When they've been to Kyoto, yes. If you have been to Pontocho before and you have restaurant recommendations, please leave in the comments for other people to see also. But this is a narrow street that is about 490 meters long, so about 500 meters long. And as of probably now, there are probably around 70 to 80 different restaurants lining the streets. And over here, and there is a small little park right in between. So Pontocho still continues straight down that way, but there is a park in between that do have Sakura. So these are the Shidare Sakura right over here. So you can see that most of the petals have kind of fallen off, but there are a few. Let's see if I can give you a better view over here. Great question. So someone is asking, how do you know which narrow alleys are private and which you can walk down? That's actually a great question. Sometimes it is a little difficult. Usually if there is kind of a dead end, those are completely private streets that we don't recommend you walk down. But if you can kind of walk through a narrow alley street, those could be okay, but it is a little difficult to say. Sometimes there are signs that ask you that it is private property, so to not walk down. And over here. So when will Kamogawa-dori start? Kamogawa-dori, I'm sorry, I don't have that information on at this moment, but I believe it should be Kamogawa-dori. Let's see if we can quickly, if anyone can quickly let us know if Kamogawa-dori start. I believe it may have started already, and it should be going on until May, I believe. We do recommend, if you have a chance, to visit Kyoto around April, May. They do have this great event called Kamogawa-dori, where a lot of the traditional Geiko Maiko women, they do a dance, and it is an annual event that we do recommend you participate in if you can. Reservations are required, so please feel free to let our guest services staff know if you would like to reserve tickets, and I'm sure we can help you out. So sorry, this is just a view of the Sakura over here too. Someone is asking, is it appropriate for walking only? Walking, I'm assuming you're talking about the Pontocho, but yes, this is for walking only. No cars. Cars do not pass by through here. And over here. Okay, so we are almost at the end of our live for today. So we do apologize again that we had a little bit of a technical difficulty at the beginning of the live and got cut off. But yes, so for today, we just wanted to share with you the view of the sakura and the cherry blossoms. As we mentioned, we are currently in Pontocho, so the area right next to the Kamogawa River. We wanted to just share this with you since not everyone can visit Kyoto during cherry blossom season, and it was kind of the perfect way to share the start of spring with everyone. Right over here. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. I did see someone mentioning if we can go to Tetsugaku no Michi someday, so that is going to be the philosopher's path in Kyoto City. And perhaps, yes, we don't have any traditional Japanese accommodations up north near the philosopher's path, but that is definitely something that we could show you in the future. So yeah, so thank you so much again for joining our live. So this is Matcha Inns and Hotels. Again, if you are planning on coming to Japan anytime in the near future, we would love to welcome you to stay with us. We have over 70 different traditional Japanese accommodations, private holiday homes in Kyoto City and Kanazawa City, and we have quite a few boutique style hotels too. So the crows, we hope to be able to welcome everyone to Japan again soon. And thank you so much for joining our little live tour of Kyoto City this morning, and we hope to see everyone again at the next live. So thank you so much. ありがとうございます。